Hello lovely souls, my name is Samantha James. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today we have a pick a card for you, and it's a part of my spooky season series. Yes, that's a mouthful, and yes, I made that up on the spot. But these are going to be some Halloween themed videos this month of October. I'm super excited about it. But this is one that you guys voted on, and it is what haunts them about you, or what is haunting them about you currently. As I was pre-shuffling the cards off camera, I was like, whoa, this is gonna be deep. So we are gonna get into it, and because it is so deep and so spiritual, for a more fun version, you will have the option to extend. The extension is gonna be an 18+. So we're gonna talk about what haunts them about you sexually, but that is in the extended. So let's get into it. We have 3 piles here. We have group number 1 with the HOWLITE, group number 2 with the clear quartz, and group number 3 with the moonstone. If you're new to pick a cards, what you're gonna do is pause the video and figure out whichever card or crystal you're drawn to the most. Go down below in the description box and I will find you at your video. Hello group number 1, welcome. If you chose the HOWLITE, this is for you. I absolutely love this crystal, and just the story behind how I found it. I found it not at a store, but I literally found it, is super cool. I don't know why, but I was in Sedona, Arizona, and I saw this tree and I was drawn to it, and I went up to the tree and reached into it, which is so not me because I'm really afraid of bugs and stuff. And I found this crystal sitting in there. So freaking weird, but I love it. So we are out here with the HOWLITE, group number 1. We are going to be talking about what haunts them about you, and who they are. I don't know that. They could be an ex. Most likely they are. They could be a current person, past lover. I feel like mostly it's the past that we're kind of channeling, but I could be totally wrong, and we will see. So let's get into it. You will have the option to extend. The extension is going to be an 18+ version. So 18+, what haunts them about you sexually. All right, you guys, so let's get into it. I'm going to start with your oracle, and we're going to start with the Moonology oracle. We have a new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra. Expect a powerful change, new moon eclipse. For your witches oracle, we have high priestess, high priest, responsibility. I pulled so many of the prism oracle just because I love them, but I'm gonna save that for last. For your energy oracle, we have blossoming abundance and caring connection. We have material and spiritual prosperity, positive movement forward, partnerships and alliances. And then we have magic, creativity, balance. We have happiness. We have pain in reverse. And we have abundance. Let me make sure we are in frame. All right. Group number 1. What haunts them about you? Just from the oracle alone, the fact that you have completely moved on. Some of you might be in a different relationship. A new romantic cycle begins, caring connection, partnerships and alliances. Some of you might have moved on with somebody or currently are moving on, but all in all, you're not looking in the direction of this person, and maybe at one point in time they really had your attention, and they do not have your attention anymore. Now, even amongst moving on, it doesn't look fake or disingenuous. You genuinely look happy. and maybe even happier than you were with this person, just assuming you guys were together. And on top of being in this beautiful, happy energy, you know, you are probably out here manifesting abundance or blossoming in your abundance, because you know, all of this is energy. Abundance, happiness, sadness, fear is all energy. And dependent on whatever energy we are truly channeling or sitting in is what we will manifest, because we do create our own reality. So I just feel like because you guys are genuinely happy, you know, you're genuinely blossoming in more than one way. I feel like with your creative and psychic abilities, I feel like with your abundance, and this person sees that. So I don't know if they're stalking you on social media. I don't know if this person just feels like that you're no longer attached to them, but there's just this energy where you have completely severed any kind of attachment and you've moved on in a positive way, positive movement forward, maybe even positive movement forward. And this imagery of the boat represents you moving away, quite literally, like you could have moved locations, but I just feel like there's a lot of powerful changes in your wheelhouse, group number one, and this person sees that and they sense that, and they see that you're no longer in pain. So amongst being in this happiness and this contentness that you're feeling, I think it's contrasting the fact that this, hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Let me know if that sneeze resonated. I swear I only sneeze during pick of cards. I'm not even sure what the deal is. What is the spiritual meaning of a sneeze? I don't know. But I feel like contrasting your happiness with pain in reverse, it talks about how you, like, it kind of highlights how much pain you really were in being with this person, or whatever was happening with this person. So maybe they didn't even realize until now, until things in your life have become really good and really balanced and really abundant, that they didn't even realize just how unhappy you truly were, because there wasn't that contrast of like you as a happy person and how you look and how things feel. So what's haunting them about you is, one, that you've completely moved on, that you could possibly even be in love with this new person, a genuine love, a love that is really true and really honest and fair and balanced, and maybe even something this person just could not give to you. And then secondly, I feel like what also haunts them is that they are realizing or coming to the realization that you really were unhappy with them, that you were really in a lot of pain with them, and that a lot of it is their own doing, or just you guys didn't work together, and maybe they wanted you guys to work together. I don't know the situation. It doesn't mean that it was horrible or ended badly, but the contrast between then and now is that you're in a much better place, and there's a reason for that. And whether that reason is because of them or because of you, you know, remains unseen. But the point is that that principle, that concept haunts them. And with magic and creativity and the high priestess here, I mean, I think also maybe you dabbled in the occult with them, or maybe you talked about tarot, and maybe they didn't want you to explore that side of you, or maybe it creeped them out, or maybe it was out of their comfort zone, but it was a part of yourself that maybe you had to hide or make smaller. And you know, being apart from them, you can be whoever the fuck you want. And I feel like group number one, you've definitely explored your spiritual gifts and powers. Amongst that, I think that this separation allowed you to really listen to your intuition, and it expanded your abilities to tap into your magic and creativity. So some of you could have become like a tarot card reader since being with them, or you could have become, I'm just using that as an example, you could have, you know, done something where you're actually out here talking about it publicly. You're not ashamed of it. You're not hiding it. And by not hiding it or being ashamed of it, you're even expanding it more, because it's just feeding into, you know, your expansion and your awakening. So I feel like this person is also seeing you be this very magical person, and there's a lot of truth to what you're saying. And I think amongst the separation and you kind of being awakened, they're also being awakened in that one, you know, just kind of based off what I'm saying, they're taking responsibility for things that maybe they didn't take responsibility for. And then two, I think furthermore, they are seeing just how much they did stump your growth, just how much they weren't open-minded to, you know, who you really were, could be. And now that they are a little more open-minded, they're seeing truth to what you're saying. So if you're posting about like Mercury retrograde, they're like, huh, that's kind of true. And like, these are just things that they never would be open to. They would have never been open to before. So there's a bunch of things that are haunting them about you, mainly just you, YOU, the principle of you and who you are and what you have blossomed. It's like you're this beautiful flower when they met you, and they just like, they took you out of your roots and they put you in a closed space, and they like put you in a jar for them to admire, and they didn't give you sunlight or water or anything to really grow. And then it's like you went away from them, and now you're rooted and seated, and you're growing and you're expanding, and there's this garden around you, and it's just like you have all this abundance, and you're just this really beautiful, creative, magical, balanced, you know, person who's in love with someone who that person must be really helping you harness these gifts, or in support of it at least, and, you know, allowing you to really be yourself. And, you know, that's a lot for this person to take in, because it would mean, you know, in truth, that they didn't allow you to be this person that you truly are. So there's a lot of powerful changes happening in your life, a lot of positive movement forward. Quite literally, some of you guys have moved or are moving, and you've like started this new life elsewhere with somebody else. And it's like, you're just a different, more magical, creative person than they knew or could have known, because they either just didn't know you at that time. Sorry, I'm sniffling. I realize how annoying that is. Or they just wouldn't allow you to be that person, you know? So let's pull your tarot. This is from my new deck that I'm very excited about. It's called the Osset Gypsy Tarot. And just like, look how beautiful it is. All right. I want to give it a pretty good shuffle. So what is haunting this person about you? What's haunting this person about you? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. The sun. I mean, hello. You're fucking happy. Like, end of story, period. Bye. Like, you're really, truly happy. You're not in pain anymore. You're not depressed. You're not sad. You're not fearful. You're not anxious. You're not scared. Like, you're happy. You're legitimately happy. So that's bothers them. Okay. Oh my gosh, yes, we have the Empress. You know, you're this high priestess Empress, but you're more so in this Empress energy because you are, in this person's eyes, really attracting everything towards you. Like, this person probably hasn't moved on, or there's nothing promising in their relationships, and they, you know, you're probably in a relationship with someone, or in love, or involved, or heck, we could go all the way with it. You moved in with them, you're having a baby. Like, you're just completely, they are in the fucking past. And so some of you could have already had a child with the Empress here, but it's like this person is seeing you as someone who is happy, who is abundant, who's attracting, who is motherly. Like, this new person gets to see you as a mother. This old person didn't, you know, they couldn't, they, you know, for whatever reason, I don't even know if I want to like tap into their energy. So we have the Cavalier of Cups in reverse, which is the page. So the Page of Cups in reverse, this person couldn't even, you know, they couldn't even is this, no, Cavalier is the Knight, sorry, the Knight of Cups in reverse. They hesitated, or they couldn't fully promise you what you deserved, or they couldn't, or they wouldn't promise you what they deserve. All in all, I mean, I definitely feel like they were emotionally stunted and immature, and they treated you as such, or maybe they even blamed you for their shortcomings. And with this marker here, with this tarot card here in this, you know, spread, to me, it more symbolizes that there is no going back. Like, you're not going to take them back. It's not a possibility. It's not even a fantasy. You're not looking in their direction. You could give a fuck. And like, you truly, truly, truly have moved on. And it's like, why would you give a fuck? Like, your life is amazing right now without them, and no thanks to them. We have the Hermit here. So I feel like, yes, I mean, even emphasizing even more, you guys really have moved on in a spiritual sense as well. Like, you've released this person. Like, you're not telepathically connected to them anymore. You don't care for their feelings. You've set energetic boundaries for yourself. You, on top of that, have moved on in a spiritual sense, in that you have your own spiritual community. You've really tapped into your powers. You've really tapped into your magic. You've really created, like, let's say all of this that I'm outlining here is something that you talked about with this person, and they're like, that can't happen. Like, it reminds me of that line from this Doja Cat song that she just came out with. It called like Alone, like she's not afraid to be alone. And she was like a Prius into gold carriages, middle finger to you so you could see the whole carrot is. Like, maybe you used to drive this beat up car and now you have this nice car. Not even the point. That was the point of that song. The point is, you probably must have talked to this person about your dreams, about the things that you wanted to create in your life, and they probably thought, that's not gonna fucking happen. And they probably had this lack mentality that they pushed onto you. And like, oof, I'm feeling that song. Okay, so listen to Alone by Doja Cat. Like, you're not afraid to be alone. You weren't afraid to be alone, but what you were more afraid of was being with someone that was attached to you in a negative way. Someone who didn't believe that you could be successful, who, I'm getting so like, so emotional and like empowered for you guys, group number 1. This is part of my spooky season series. It's supposed to be super light and fun, and I'm like, ah! But like, I feel you. Like, if I could give you like a hug right now for all the shit that you went through and put up with and then conquered. I mean, look at you, group number 1. Honestly, like, take a step back and like be proud of yourself for one goddamn second. Like, I'm proud of you. But it's just goes to show, like, you didn't need this person's opinion of you to stunt your growth. You were this blossoming flower, and they were trying to hold you hostage in some vase, and you're more than that. You're more than that. And so with the Hermit, you didn't take this separation, breakup, whatever the fuck, as this very difficult thing. You just moved on. You just fucking went inward. You spoke to your guides, you spoke to spirit, and you moved the fuck on. So you're out here, group number 1. All right, so we are gonna move this over into the extended. The extended is gonna be 18 plus, and I bet it's gonna be juicy. We're gonna pull from a different tarot deck, but you know, we're gonna be talking about what haunts this person about you sexually. So, you know, amongst missing this and knowing that they caused this kind of pain, I definitely feel like they're going to be upset that someone else is out there pleasuring you, and that is going to be in the extended. In the meantime, however, I love you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you there. Hello, lovely souls who chose group number 2. Welcome. If you chose the clear quartz, this is for you. Okay, so we are going to be doing a video based off our spooky season series, and this is going to be what haunts them about you. And I am a little dumbfounded by the extended of group number 1 because it was wild. So we will have the option to extend. It is an 18 plus. We're going to talk about what haunts this person about you sexually, and yeah. I mean, I don't know why I didn't think it wouldn't be wild, but it was pretty wild. So let's get into it. We are going to talk about what haunts this person about you. Now, who is this person? I have no clue. Most likely they are in the past, but we're just gonna peer into their thoughts. So let's start with your Moonology. We have a time to give rather than take. We have confidence is your key to success. We have shadow, scrying mirror. I pulled a lot of these energy prism oracles. We have man holding a heart in reverse. The world. Solitude. And obstacles and challenges. We have illumination. I mean, it doesn't have to be reversed, but I will explain this. Confidence, surrender, space, death, and mystery. Okay. What haunts this person about you, group number 2? Let's make sure we are all in frame. I mean, first and foremost, I definitely feel like you are a huge mystery to this person. You have definitely taken your space to be alone in general. From this person, away from this person, and in general. Like, I feel like part of what haunts them is not just that you took space from them. Maybe you ended things with death card here, and you're like, I cannot do this anymore. And you just completely cut them off, like ghosted them. And just because they don't even have your social media, maybe that you blocked them, maybe they're just completely not involved whatsoever. They just don't have answers. Like, they don't know what happened with you, where you are in the world, what you're doing. And maybe they can peer a little bit into you. So I don't know if it's like they saw you on a friend's social media or whatever the fuck it is. I feel like this person has a few answers as to what's going on with you, but not many. I don't think anyone does. I think that you have decided to completely isolate yourself from people. I think it would be even better for this person, and it would haunt them less if you were out there being a slut. But you're not. And I think that haunts them the most, is that they can't even say that you're trying really hard to move on by like being with other people. Like, you don't even need other people, and you don't need them, and you're really taking this time to give to yourself. So it's like your breakup or separation from this person triggered self-healing and self-care and truly genuine practices towards becoming confident and illuminated and really seeing your way through some obstacles and challenges. And because you're doing the work, the actual work, the hard work, it's like it haunts them more than had you been indulging in escapism and sex and partying. It'd be like almost more gratifying to this person if you were indulging in some sort of partying, but you're not. You're literally being a good girl or boy, being a good person, and like, you don't need to be with other people. You want to be healthy. You want to work on yourself. So it's like you're out here not really hurting over them. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like what really puts on blast that someone's hurt as fuck is when they have to be ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? That's just obvious. You just look like a clown. And you aren't doing that. Your real confidence does not come from validation of other people or other men or other women or love interests in general. It comes from doing the shadow work. looking in the mirror and really confronting what parts of you you need to work on. And like, let me just say, as like an outside perspective, like, congratulations, group number 2. Like, you're really doing the damn thing. You're really working hard to be just a really awesome person. So you should be very proud of yourself, honestly. So this person, like, what is haunting them is that not only have you taken space, but maybe you're even traveling, like you're so far in space and time. We have the world here, so that could even go as far as representing that you're traveling the world, or you're a world apart from this person, you're a world away. You're a completely different, you know, spot than you were with this person. I feel like also, you could have love offers with man holding a heart. You could have people probably commenting all over your social media and you don't even respond, or you're not entertaining anyone, or there's absolutely no pictures of anyone, or you don't even go out. So it's like, even if they're all over you, there's no evidence that you're engaging in it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you have love offers, you're attracting people towards you, you're beautiful and hot and all these things, but you don't need any of them. And that's beyond having strength. That's even more than strong. So it's like, this person is really haunted over the fact that you are just completely okay being, you know, in your own zone and doing whatever it is that you want to do. And there's an element of mystery to that. And I feel like there's an element of spirituality to that as well, in that you're just kind of surrendering to the divine and trying your best to do the actual work so that you can ascend and become a better person. So let's pull your tarot. I'm excited about this deck. It's from the Osset Gypsy Tarot. Okay, yes, we have the Hierophant here. I mean, the Hierophant is all about, like, aside from a relationship reading, just kind of in a spiritual sense, it's all about illumination. It's all about a spiritual practice. It's all about a routine. Like, this is a type of card that comes up when someone just decides to shave their head and become a Buddhist monk and move to the Himalayas. Like, with solitude and meditation, it's like when someone decides to go to Goa, India, all of a sudden, and like do 127 hours of meditation to become certified. I'm talking about some Eat, Pray, Love references here, but it's just like, it's like you are definitely committed to health, fitness, your spiritual self, your spiritual awakening. Like, that is what this person, and it's haunting them. That's what's so crazy, is that it haunts them. Like, they can't even be happy for you. Like, they can't even be proud of that. They're just upset that you've become so much stronger and infallible without them. Okay. We have Justice here, like creating more balance in your life, you know, not waiting for the world to make things better for you or for another person to make things better for you, but putting those actions into your own hands, you know, creating justice in your own situation in life, having accountability and taking responsibility for whatever role you had in the connection failing or in its toxicity or codependency, if it had that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, instead of just being like, oh, poor me, let me go party and find someone else, you're like, okay, well, I want better, and I want to do better, and I want to attract better, and I want to really be confident. I want to really be solid. And wow, another major arcana, the Hermit here. 3 major arcana. So this is significant. I mean, this is like things that this person these are things that they have really, really thought about in this space that you've had apart from each other. And I love that confidence here is like black or brown, and it's not this like bright yellow or whatever. And it's almost saying like there's a sophistication to not needing to put your shit on display. That the biggest confidence is the silent confidence, that you don't actually need to prove to anyone anything. And I feel you. That's an amazing kind of thing to come to in your life, to get to. the Hermit, you know, speaking to your guides, connecting to your guides, and maybe becoming spiritual in a way in which this person didn't know that you were this spiritual. Like maybe not being with them helped you connect to this different side of you. Okay, let's get one more. Okay, wow. We have the 10 of 3, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, we have the 8 of Cups. Like you have completely moved on and moved away. So I don't know if you guys quite literally moved away or traveled away or went somewhere else, but it's like you're completely unfazed by whatever happened between you and this person. And they see that. I mean, they maybe you're not unfazed, but you're at least going inward and working on those very tough emotions. And with the 8 of Cups, I feel like you walked away from them to walk towards something else. This is like a world full circle moment for you in your life and your spiritual awakening. And it haunts them that maybe you guys are worlds apart. It haunts them that maybe there is huge distance and space between you. It haunts them that maybe they are blocked and they can't even see what you're up to, and it's this huge mystery. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's definitely for you a very positive, deep spiritual replenishment, so needed and so, you know, honestly, like hats off to you. But from their perspective, it's so complicated and dark because it almost puts them at the forefront of the problem. It almost makes them have to realize that they were the problem. It makes them have to come to the conclusion that they fucked up, that they were not, you know, helpful in your healing, or they weren't helpful in raising your confidence, that they have to admit somehow and take responsibility for the fact that they were the challenge and obstacle that you had to get through, that they were the fucking problem. So this person is seeing you as being very healthy and being committed to yourself and loyal to your spiritual practices and introverted in that you don't need to put this on display. And it haunts them because it's a type of maturity that they can't accomplish themselves, and a type of maturity that maybe they never even saw coming from you, or maybe even a type of maturity in that they wouldn't even, like, the fact that they're not happy for you really says something about them inside. It really says something about their character and their psyche, and why can't they be happy for you? You know what I'm saying? And they have to confront those deep kind of introspective thoughts, if they do at all. And the reason it's what haunts them about you is because I'm assuming that they try to put the thoughts that lead to more bigger introspective questions on the back burner, and it just circles in the back of their mind and it comes to the forefront every now and then, and it haunts them. Instead of them dealing with it, instead of them accepting it, instead of them being fucking happy for you, it just haunts them because they can't get a grip on the fact that they were the fucking problem and you got through that and are a better person for it, and they're still the same. So deep as fuck. And I'm very curious as to what the extended is gonna say about this and about them and just about the situation in general, and what haunts them sexually about you. So we'll get into it. All that is in the extended. In the meantime, however, stay safe and stay healthy. I love you, and I'll see you there. Hello, group number 3. Welcome. If you chose the beautiful Moonstone, this is for you. So this is a part of my spooky season series. We are going to be talking about what haunts them about you. Dun, dun, dun. And we're going to get right into it. And you will have the option to extend. The extension is going to be an 18+, and it has been juicy because it is very interesting prompt, what haunts them about you. Something has to really haunt something about you in order for it to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, the extension is juicy and you will have the option to do that. That is linked down below. But in the meantime, we are going to get into it and we'll start with your oracle. So I'm going to start with your moonology. We have bring love into the situation. Don't let your past hold you back. Summer. Moon cycles. Okay, I pulled a lot of Prism Oracle. We have triumph and success. Triumphant success. We have movement, choices, decisions. For your energy oracle, we have first chakra, Archangel Michael. Attachment in reverse. And walking away. Okay. For your Prism Oracle, we have flow. We have energy, movement, hunger, and success. Okay, let me make sure we're in frame. All right. Okay, group number 3. So what haunts them about you? So I definitely feel like you've moved on, obviously, and it seems to be true for every pile so far, but in different ways. You guys definitely left this person, like you walked away from them, I feel like. And I feel like, whoa, there's a fucking red ant on the card. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Ah. Ew. Oh my God, that's so gross. That's so gross. I'm sorry, I just did that, but like, Jacka, what happened? Why did that happen? Oh, thank you, my sweet dog. That is so strange, you guys. What happened? What happened, my cutie? Whoa. What the fuck? Okay, hold on. We'll be right back. All right, sorry for the graphic imagery of smashing the ant with HOWLITE. But we are out here. So, as I was saying, I feel like, Alexa, turn the music off. I feel like, you know, not only did you walk away from this person, but you walked towards something else and something better. And I think that it's like you had a lot of options leaving them, and I feel like you had to leave them because it was codependent and they had a lot of attachment to you and it was very toxic. Like, I feel like you put a lot more positive energy into your life upon leaving them. You had movement, choices, decisions here. So you chose to follow your abundance. You chose to follow maybe new love. You chose to grow. Like, there was just different things that you were hungry for and that you wanted to fulfill in your life that just weren't happening with this person. They were really holding you back. And I do feel like this person had a lot of attachment and codependency to you, and it dragged you down. And by loving yourself more, respecting yourself more, and appreciating yourself more, you were able to finally leave this person. And it just blossomed for you as far as like what you were able to do, what you were able to really truly accomplish. I do feel like there is a lot of like casual people that you've been with or could be with. Like, you have a lot of options in that department as well. But I think even more so, it's just like in a first chakra sense, you've definitely built a more solid foundation for yourself than maybe you had when you knew this person or were with this person. I feel like you are, you know, definitely going with the flow more so these days. I feel like with moon cycles, you are just deciding to like trust in the universe, you know, and trust in the timing of everything. It just seems like you have a good understanding of what success is to you. And I think what haunts this person the most about you is that not only did you walk away, but you didn't walk away like in misery, and your life wasn't like stagnated after and you couldn't move on. You walked away and you walked right towards success and opportunity. And you had the zest for it. You had the passion for it. Whereas this person probably felt like they had no more purpose without you in their life. And not only do you have the zest for it, but you have the patience to accomplish success. Like, you go with the flow. And I'm not saying that they notice these things about you, although they could, but I'm saying that like there's something about you that is very easygoing. Like it's like you're successful with ease and with grace. Like things just seem to fall into your lap. Opportunities just come to you that are really big and they're super nonchalant to you, but it just seems that everything is really falling into place. With summer here, it could be that a lot of this took place in summer when they started to really notice you and how like bright you were shining. It could also represent that you've really become a light in their life, like a light in life, and like maybe even you're kind of inspiring to this person secretly, and that's like part of what kind of haunts them about you. Let's pull your tarot. This is from my new deck, the Osset Gypsy Tarot. Let's see. What haunts this person about you? Okay, we have, wow, we have the 10 of Cups. So yeah, I mean, part of what haunts this person about you is that you're happy, you're fulfilled, you're successful, you have new energy in your life. You were able to do this on your own. You didn't need anyone else to help you with this, and you love yourself. You brought this actual self-respect and love into your life. You don't let your past hold you back. Like you know, it's sad that what haunts them about you is the fact that you're happy. But yeah, it's because you're happy. Let's see what else. We have the Fool. So yeah, you walked away probably with no real plan. We could get really deep with this. Maybe you walked away and you were living with this person and you didn't have a backup plan as to where you were gonna go or stay, but it didn't even matter. You just knew that you had to walk away from them and you had to walk towards something else. And you just knew that you needed to take this leap of faith. And by taking this leap of faith, it led you to success. It led you towards this new divine flow. It led you towards self-love and disattachment from this person. And now you have choices. Now you got choices. But with the Fool energy, it's so novice, it's so innocent. It's like this beautiful new beginning that you created for yourself. And maybe there was no foundation, but it maybe didn't matter. All you needed was land, because you were going to build a new foundation, something that was more solid. So it's like this person's kind of awestruck by what you created for yourself. We have the Queen of Cups. amongst creating all of this for yourself, it's not like, haha, fuck you haters, kiss my dick, blah, blah. Like, you're not out here stunting on people trying to, like, you know, make them kiss your ring. You just have actually this very quiet love and compassion and like understanding and this deep empathy. And it's like, not only did you create this for yourself, but you're so genuine in it. And like, you don't need to like show off and brag or even go back and make this person feel like shit. They feel like shit enough just by watching you and seeing what you've accomplished. Like, they just know that they fucked up. It's that simple. So I'm really loving this energy, because it's just like, amongst being hurt by them or them dragging you down, whatever the situation was, you rose out of this, not just with this resilience and this triumphant success, but you now have even more love in your heart, if that's even fucking possible, and more compassion in your heart, and you're even better for it and sweeter for it and nicer for it, and you've just become even more empathetic, if that was even possible, you know. And it's like, you don't even look down on this person. Maybe you guys still talk a little bit, maybe you give them advice, I don't know the situation, but they were expecting you to like look down on them and pity them and all these things, and you don't do any of that, because that's not the kind of person you are. You're not this immature like asshole. You're a sweet, endearing person who, you know, you guys just didn't, it just didn't work out with you. So sweet. And then we have the beautiful star. So you were really in the darkness, like you really were tied to this person's shackles, or the shackles of the situation, or, you know, whatever it is I'm picking up on here that is pretty dark, I'm not gonna lie. You're now in this summer energy, you're now in this abundant energy, and amongst being in the star, it's like the star is someone who shines brightly, but not to like show off, and not even with declarants. It's like the star just shines. Like, it's not asking for attention necessarily. If you notice the star, you notice the star, but they just shine because they're trying to be a guiding light for other people. So I feel like you're trying to be that guiding light for other people. Maybe you give out spiritual advice, or maybe you give out advice about toxic relationships, or maybe you're just a sweet, endearing person. Everything that you post or put out there in the world has good intentions behind it, and it didn't come from no place. It came from a place of darkness. It came from a place where you weren't even sure about your own inner light, and you had to really find it, and you really had to get through this hardship in order to be where you are. And now where you are is in the spotlight, and I do feel like people look up to you. I do feel like you have a community that follows you, and I do feel like you have broadcasted some of your unique abilities. I mean, the star is ruled by Aquarius, and we have new moon in Aquarius bring love into the situation, and I feel like it took a long time for you to really accept who you were at your core, and you hid that from the world because you were ashamed of it, or you were afraid that you wouldn't be accepted because maybe the people who were in your environment or the people directly around you didn't accept you, and you know, that's what you thought everyone would think of you. But now you've risen above that in such a beautiful and light way, and I just feel like good for you. Group number 3, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And now you want to share these beautiful things with other people, and you know, this person sees that, and it honestly, it haunts them, because they aren't able to do that for themselves, and I think that they have to come to the conclusion that they somehow were the problem in the situation, and that it took you getting away from them to become this star, this person, and that means they were the ones holding you back. And maybe that was a truth that they couldn't confront. Maybe that was something they could never take responsibility for or admit to themselves, but they can now, or they're coming to that conclusion now. And it's not just a conclusion, it's something that truly haunts them. All right, group number 3. So I'm gonna move this into the extended. We're gonna talk about what haunts them about you sexually. That is linked down below, should be juicy. I'm gonna pull from a different deck and some channeled messages. All that information is linked down below. In the meantime, however, stay safe and stay healthy. I love you, and I'll see you at your extended.